All right, on today's episode of Python Papi, we're back inside our smart contracts project. Let's have a look at what we're going to be going over today. Yesterday, we did have a look inside of our Remix IDE. Today, we're going to be doing some light reading. So let's pick up where we left off. So if we deploy the contract now in the Remix IDE, we will see that we have two buttons like I showed you, the fund button and the withdrawal function. You also notice that the fund button is red, which means that it's payable. This means that we can send ETH to the contract when we call the fund function. At this point, we can call our function by putting the amount of ETH we want to send in the contract in the value field and then clicking the fund button. This will send the transaction to the contract, and if we send the correct amount of ETH, we will see that the transaction was successful. If we send the wrong amount of ETH, we will see that the transaction failed, and we will see that the error message that the transaction was reverted. A reverted transaction is a transaction that was not successful, and it means that the contract threw an error and stopped the execution of the code. It also means that any changes that were made to the contract state were reverted, and the contract state was returned to its original state. Note, the exact amount must be sent to the contract, otherwise the transaction will fail. Now, in this section, we will go over reverts. A revert is a built-in function that stops the execution of the code and reverts any changes that were made to the contract state. So we don't have to worry about anything being held over or anything altering our contract if it fails. If it fails, everything that was done to the contract will be erased, and our contract will go to its original state, and we don't have to worry about any of those changes sticking to the contract. Let's go down a little bit forward and see what's going on here. Okay, so in this next section, we'll go focus on oracles and chain links. I'm actually going to save this for tomorrow because it's in a whole different topic. So the last thing I want to leave off with was the reversions. So again, like I said, if we have a reversion in the contract, everything that was actually done in the contract before it failed will get erased, and our contract will get returned to its original state, and then we can actually fix the issue that was going on, and then we will try again. But again, we're going to leave it there for now. Tomorrow we'll pick up with the oracles and chain links, and of course I will keep you posted every step of the way. For now, it's the Python Poppy. You guys stay Gucci.